Hey loves, I just did this breathwork session with somebody else, not with myself, with a facilitator in a festival, and I just came face to face with all the different ways that I self-abandon in communication with men. Particularly men that I'm romantically interested in, but not exclusively, oddly. Like sometimes even in friendship situations. And it helped me see like all the different ways that I'm draining energy through sometimes I feel like so direct, right? Like I think most of you would probably experience me as quite direct and quite honest and open, and then there are moments where I don't do that, and like everyone, right? And so I just came face to face, like I got to see all the different ways that actually compromises my ability to show up in the world, because my energy is being drained by not just saying what I'm thinking in these really small encounters where it would just be easier to say like, I'm not interested, or like actually even texting takes too much energy for me, and really what I'm seeking is like a level of depth that this encounter doesn't provide me, that I'm not nourished by. I just had this realization, like really all the different relationships that I've allowed into my life that don't allow for the depth. It's okay, like I think it's still okay to have friendships that serve other purposes, right? Or relationships. Like I'm not going to stop playing tennis with different people because, they can't see me in my depth. But like really what I want from friendship, what I want from relationship, what I want from intimate partnership, what I invite in my relationship with my parents, which, dear God, sometimes I know that they wish I didn't because it makes things harder, is sometimes, but is depth, is truth, is the ability to look at ourselves and what is the energy that we're bringing to a relationship and why. And I can be extremely self-critical, but I can also be extremely self-aware, and I can bring that level of understanding of my own patterns. And I'm so nourished when people can bring that level of awareness back, right? And meet me in that place. And I just came face to face with all the different ways that I allow in, like that I give my energy away ultimately to people where I'm not met in that space, but where I'm hungry to be met in that space and looking for that from that individual. But instead, either not giving voice to that, or more often, like accepting communication that's not at that space, and then just like keeping it going for like really no reason. So I have some cleaning up to do. And also I've seen like lately, so normally I don't typically leave a communication open-ended. Like if somebody texts me, I almost always text them back, unless there's not a need, right? Like unless, I don't know, the conversation clearly ended with a point, right? At which point one of us can pick it up later. But like an unanswered question or like things like that, like I generally like will respond. Even in the event that I'm like not interested in someone, like I typically will say something, or if I'm gonna go silence on an app for a few weeks, like I typically notify people in advance, just because, I mean, they probably don't even care. They probably don't even know that we matched. I don't message the people I haven't even talked to, but like, you know what I mean? Like I'm pretty mindful about my communication, and lately I've noticed that I've gotten sloppy. And then I'm letting some leaks in because it feels easier than like saying to someone, like, I don't always have the words to be like, I'm just not feeling this connection, and like it's totally not you, it's totally not me, like it's just the dynamic, or it's where we're at right now at this point in time, and like I'm just not feeling it. And even for friendship, right? I think it's really easy to say, oh well, he's super nice, or this human is great, and like but no, I just don't have the energy for it anymore. Like I'm just realizing like all the different ways that I need to just step it up and be like, these are the relationships that I really want to spend my time devoted to and my energy with. And like, these are all the ways that I like put things out there. Like, I do that a lot. Like, oh, I'm just going to put it out there. Like, well, I'll just see. But I don't necessarily check in with all the different levels of myself before I do that. And I'm not saying that I need to walk around like with a fucking microscope on myself, but I see the way that it costs me and the way that I'll then allow myself to sustain relationships where I'm not being met fully. And that's what I'm so hungry for, is to be met like at those deepest levels. And like this breath work journey really exposed for me like, oh, so many past relationships where that wasn't true, and how I just like kept them going, like in some respects like almost single-handedly for a long period of time, and all the ways that has cost me, and the different ways that I like, even when I tried to use my voice to express that, or when I did use my voice to express that gap, then how I still didn't walk away, or it took me longer, right? And the self-compromise that took place in that period. So it was a really fucking profound breathwork journey, and I cried. My God, I haven't cried in a really long time. Like, the tears felt really old. Like, they felt like they were moving through me rather than like something that was really like heavy for me in this moment. It felt like a clearing of old shit. I'm just feeling grateful. I'm just feeling renewed in the sense that like my intuition is enough, right? Like, feeling nourished by connection is the goal, and if the connection isn't nourishing me, and I'm not saying that needs to be the case 24/7, but like if I feel that consistently this isn't something that I'm nourished by in my life, why have it still be there? Just feeling a lot of gratitude. Mwah. Hope you're all fabulous. Oof, I have some communication cleanup to do. And I'm excited to find ways of expressing those little truths that are so nuanced and so like micro truths. I've been learning about this concept lately from conscious living. So, much appreciated and much love to you all. Ciao.